Local high schools Lincoln Sudbury and Dover Sherborne have now delayed the start of school or moved to remote following large house parties involving students. Here to talk about the implications with us is Dr. Rob Duncan, an infectious disease physician at Leahy Hospital and Medical Center. Good to see you.
Thanks for having me.
So let's talk about the research here. That tells us children and teens, they're not immune. We know they can be asymptomatic spreaders. So what is the danger of community spread if anyone at any of those parties was infected?
Well, unfortunately, it's a real hazard. They can certainly transmit the disease, sometimes when they're asymptomatic. So we have to worry about that.
Do you think they made the right moves? These schools pushing back to remote entirely for 2 weeks until they can get a handle on this?
That's a hard choice, but it sounds as if it was an unfortunate but choice they had to make.
All right, so let's talk about this WHO report. More than 307,000 new COVID-19 cases worldwide. This is in the past 24 hours, the highest single day increase since the pandemic started. And the second highest was just a week ago. Could this be the start of a second global wave? And are there any countries or trends in particular that you are watching right now?
Well, yes, I think it depends on how you look at it. I would say that it can be simply an ongoing wave that has not declined entirely. There are several countries that are concerning. They're the large population countries where there's a lot of disease. So Brazil, India is having a lot of problems, and the U.S. is still having a significant amount of disease. So they're contributing to the largest amount of increase.
So let's talk vaccine for a minute here. We know there are companies all over the world working on this. Today, the head of the world's largest vaccine maker in India just warned if a second dose of vaccine is needed, like it is with measles, it would be 2024 or later before that could be possible. So how soon would we know if a vaccine would need that second dose?
Well, I think that's likely to show up, that evidence is likely to show up late in the year or early next year. I don't know exactly when that's going to happen. I also don't know exactly how accurate that estimation is. Okay. So we're going to have to wait and see. I think the most important thing is that the pharmaceutical industry has committed to not being rushed in their assessment of this vaccine and making sure that it's as safe as possible before distributing it to the public.
All right, Dr. Rob Duncan, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.